What up, world? 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 It's your man. I'm DJ Double Dose, man, coming at you with another episode of Double Dose of Reality Sports, man. And let's sit down and let's motherfucking talk about it. Let's get it. Hey, man, we ain't got time to bullshit. We ain't got time to waste. Happy Magic City Classic weekend to all my people here in Birmingham, Alabama. I will be out in them streets, not all week. I'm going to be out like that. But we'll be out in these streets a couple days this week, man. Definitely going to be at the Green Carpet event on tomorrow. Definitely going to be at Work Play on Friday. Happy Classic week, y'all. Probably see me out there tailgating, doing whatever on Saturday. Anyway, let's get to why we are fucking here. FSU is a disaster. Now, we all know how in the hell we got here. How in the hell do you beat, you know what? I don't know who that team was or who those guys was that played against Alabama. Have no idea. You know what? A lot of Bama fans wanted to tell me, oh, man, we was unprepared. We took y'all lightly. I'm starting to lean on the fact that that part might be true because you see how the rest of this shit has unfolded. Pardon me. This is going to be an episode full of goddamn cussing. All right. So we're here because of the debacle that just happened in Palo Alto. Okay? We took our asses on the plane after losing the pit when we had no business losing to them, and we get our ass out to Palo Alto. No need to get into the particulars. Some say Sawchuk was in. I think he was in too. But you know what? Does it matter? Because we should have never been in that position in the first damn place. Stanford is the worst team. Stanford was the worst team in the ACC. As currently constructed, we are. So you see everybody getting, you see this. We talked about this last week with D from Cutting Up. Shout out to my boy D from Cutting Up with D and Elroy. You had a day where you had several coaches got fired. John Franklin, Penn State coach, lost his job. Virginia, we got a lot of job openings right now. Just this past Sunday, after the debacle on Saturday, you saw right on time, the worst kept secret in the world, Florida fired Billy Napier. Even after they won, although they had no business winning that game. Mississippi State, what are we doing? You're in field goal range. What are you doing? Anyway, they fired that man after a win. Albeit a lucky one, still was a win. He still won a damn game. They fired that man after a win. So, of course, us FSU fans, everybody was sick of it. We tired. I mean, look, I don't want to go too far back because I want to stay on task, but I'm just going to say this. Sometimes things happen to programs and people and situations that you just cannot overcome. Under Mike Norvell, we have not overcame the snub. I don't care what nobody says. I don't care what nobody says. You can't make me. Sometimes some things just have a long-lasting effect. And I know we got a bunch of transfers on that team, but we got a bunch of guys that was on that team too. And we definitely got a bunch of guys that was on that team that went 2-10. And you look at what happened, and it's like, okay, this is it. This is it. Sunday, Mike will be fired no later than Monday, and we rip the Band-Aid off. Hey, man, hope the recruiting class stay together. If not, it's cool. It's whatever. You got to move on. Sunday comes, we find out about late flight travels and all of this other stuff. So Sunday comes, a couple of shows was made, nothing happened on Sunday. Cool. You like, all right. Monday morning, he's out of here. Get up, start driving to work, nothing. The last hour here to me, nothing. And then we get hit with the bullshit. And we get hit with, got a screen. we get hit with, in a statement from Alford, the team's after he got a lot of titles, but ultimately he's the athletic director. He says he expressed disappointment about the way the season has progressed and said he is fully committed to helping Norvell and the team rebound in the coming weeks. What? We waited for that shit? For you to say that you're fully committed to Mike Norvell? And it's a lot more to the statement, but he goes on to say that things will be reassessed at the end of the year. So let me get this straight. We literally have a shit show right now. We just lost to what most considered, other than us, worst team in the ACC. We got 5 games left, which Clemson looks terrible this year. Florida just fired their coach. Virginia Tech doesn't have a coach. Wake is Wake. They're not good. And NC State is having a meh season. So in theory, you could win all 5 of those games. But who in the hell trusts this team to do that? Nobody. Did you see the exchange between Norvell and Edwin Joseph? After he messed up, jumped outside on a field goal that was missed, then proceeded to give up the touchdown. FSU lost by 7 points. So here's my and so okay, so we know everything that happened. Here's my thought process on what I've heard, what I've read, what's been rumbled, been said. Number one, I don't think the president and the other people in power, I don't think they trust Alford to make this hire. That's number one. So if that is the case, then number one, this makes all the sense in the world. Because if you don't trust him to make the hire, that means you got to get your ducks in a row, whether that's you got to hire a search firm, coaching search, whatever you got to do, you have to get your ducks in a row. That's number one. Number two, the money. I know somebody could say, look, it got offsetting language. We don't got to give them the whole thing up front. There's a lot of numbers to that. I mean, it sounds like a lot of money, but Mike Norvell, quiet as it's kept, he is a good coach. I just don't think he was ready for FSU. Doesn't mean he's not a good coach, because at the end of the day, this man still went 13-0 and should have. He went 13-0, won the ACC championship. Should have went to the playoffs. We all know why that didn't happen. We're not here to rehash that. But he also went 2-10. Mike Norvell was ahead of the curve with the transfer portal. But I think that I'm going to tell you something. He played ball in the state. Recruiting expectations won't be as high. He knows how to work the portal. Mike Norvell would be a great fit for Arkansas. Because he would. Mike Norvell would be a great fit for Arkansas. Mike Norvell would probably be a good fit for Virginia Tech too. But it ain't about what he'd be a good fit at, because I don't give a damn about that. But the point I'm trying to make is, if you don't trust Alford to make the hire, then this makes sense. If I say you are looking at a James Franklin who sitting at home, I'm not so sure that Florida wants him. I'm sure they'll go after him. But everybody in the world knows Florida won't like him. Will Lane leave Ole Miss for Florida? I have no idea. I don't think Lane will ever win a national championship at Ole Miss. I do think Lane could win a national championship at Florida. But I'm not Lane Kiffin. Those are his thoughts. Those are his decisions. We can say that all day long. Maybe he feels like he wants to be the first to do something. So hey, I get it. Cool. But if the choice ends up being Franklin, then I'm okay with doing this. And I'm gonna tell you my reasons why. This ain't what I've heard. These are just my thoughts. My reasons why I would be okay with if the choice ends up being Franklin is this. Franklin is a winner. Some might say he can't win the big game. Okay, cool. If that's how you feel, fine. He couldn't beat Michigan and Ohio State. But damn it, he was going 10-2. 9-3, 10-2. There is no Ohio State in the ACC. There is no, I guess if you want to say, okay, whatever. There's no Oregon in the ACC. John Franklin can recruit. He's established. So if James, I'm sorry, I keep calling him John. I'm sorry, James Franklin, I'm sorry. And if he has a team that he wants to assemble, or that he or some people in place that he needs to make some phone calls to, then yeah, then wait. Because honestly, I know to appease us, the fans, fire Mike Norvell right now. Get him out of there. But if we got to get the money right, if one of the people that you've reached out to said, I need X, Y, and Z, or I want to be able to get X, Y, and Z, and I need to contact blah, 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 then what's the rush? Along those lines. You're probably going to lose that class either way it goes. So I understand, when the early signing day is. I get it. But you got some guys on this team that it ain't many, but you got some guys on this team that other teams will want. And if you fire Mike Norvell right now, that 30-day window opens up. And I know none of us think that they can go 5-0. But you fire Mike Norvell right now, although he probably ain't going to go 5-0 anyway. But if you fire Mike Norvell right now, you damn sure ain't going to win those games. Because the ones that can get poached, they will. And they will shut it down. So from that lens, I understand. I understand making him wear this mess. I understand that too. Hey, this bad. We're going to make him wear it. Gus has already shown you and expressed that he has no intentions on being the head coach. He don't want to be the interim. You saw the interviews today. They asked him about Mike. What did Gus say? Hey, man, that ain't got nothing to do with me. I'm the offensive coordinator. My job is to coordinate us and score points. That's my job. That was word that is pretty much verbatim from Gus Malzahn. So if you think you got a chance at Franklin, and if you reached out because he ain't working, so it ain't like it's tampering because he at home. So if you reached out to his agent and maybe he gave you some demands, and maybe you need some time to meet those demands or show him that you can meet those demands, I get it. I'm okay with that. Maybe you just need to make sure you source the money that you got to give Mike Norvell. I'm okay with that. Although we all wanted Mike fired after the Stanford game, this, in a sense, I know I've been hearing the narrative that FSU doesn't take football serious by not firing him. But my pushback to you is if you fire him right now, I mean, of course, I was with you. But having to take a step back and analyze it, what does firing him right now get you? Because what if I'm saying Franklin is the choice? What if the choice is a coach that's active right now? You fired him right now, you can't go get that coach. It's 5 games left in the regular season. 5 games left in the regular season. So if he's currently coaching, he got 5 or 6 games, depending on his schedule. He got 5 or 6 games left to coach for that team. So it's not like you can bring him in. So whomever you talk to, they're gonna be in the same spot trying to salvage whatever they can from his class at the same time frame, which would be after the regular season finale, which would give whomever you bring in a week. So, although I do feel like it is a disaster, although I do feel like something needs to be done, in a sense, we got our answer. They're going to reassess it at the end of the year. He's getting fired. The Mike Norvell era is over at Florida State. The Mike Norvell era has been very volatile, very bipolar, because how can a man go 13-0, win an ACC title, and then go 2-10? How can a man beat LSU and back-to-back season openers, beat Alabama, who right now looks like the best team in the SEC, beat them by 2 scores, but then lose to Stanford? I don't know. I think that eventually he will get hired somewhere. I don't even think it's going to take long either. You see all these openings. I think as long as Mike Norvell wants to coach, Mike Norvell will have a job like that. I heard some people say, ain't no other big school going to fight. What you mean? You see how these job openings coming up? And it's going to be several more. There are jobs that he can go to where the recruiting expectation won't be as bad. So I just wanted to hop on real quick, give my thoughts, because I've been hit up a lot about it. Give my thoughts. Thursday, I'm gonna get with D, but Thursday we should be going live with a prediction show. FSU fans, hold your heads, man. It's over with. Hopefully, whomever we bring in here is somebody that's established. I'm with a lot of fans. I don't want no up and comer. Don't want it. Don't want it. Willie T was an up and comer. Although he was working at Oregon, he only been there a year. Willie T was an up and comer. Mike Norvell was an up and comer. I don't want an up and comer. I would take Manny Diaz before I take an up and comer, because I know he got head coaching experience in the ACC. He knows how to recruit the area of Florida. He was a defensive coordinator at Penn State. He's currently the head coach at Duke. I would take Manny Diaz before I take an up and comer. My choice, if you say before we end this, my choice would be Fran Brown. I think he is. I guess you could kind of say he's an up and comer, but not really, because he comes from the Kirby tree. So that means he knows how important recruiting is. He's charismatic. He knows how to talk to these kids. So, and more importantly, he looks like us. So my first choice would be Fran Brown. I'm sure that a lot of people, he's not their first choice, and that's fine. My B would be Franklin. Again, he won in the SEC, which was at Vanderbilt. He built that foundation that Vanderbilt has right now. He built that foundation. And he won at Penn State, whether you want to agree with it or not. He won at Penn State. He just was in the semi last year. So those would be my 2 choices. And then honorable mention would be Manny Diaz. That's just me. So those are my thoughts. FSU definitely has to fix this. It looks bad. It looks very, very bad. But if it lands us somebody that's going to guide us in the right direction, who's going to actually be able to get the new car smell, the new coach, because Mike didn't, and it ain't his fault. He didn't get to get it. He got the job during COVID. Willie didn't leave him a whole lot. He did. Willie didn't leave him a whole lot. He didn't get the new coach smell. He didn't get to do all of that. He didn't get it. Then when he finally built momentum, won 10 games, went 13-0, then the snub happened. So all the momentum that he had gained went right back down the damn drain. So I don't fault him. I know some people be like, what you mean you don't fault? I don't fault him. It just is what it is. I don't think he knew the type of recruiting that he needed to do at FSU. And once he hit with the portal, he fell in love with it. But as you see, that's not a sustainable thing. You got to recruit. You have got to recruit. It's okay to add a piece or two from the portal. Ultimately, you got to recruit. Happy Magic City Classic Week, y'all, man. Live, laugh, and love, man. Live your life to the fullest. Love on the people that love you back and find you something to laugh at each and every day.